Chapter 13. I don't remember the time frame exactly, but it wasn't too long after my talk with Detective Parham that I next heard from Tony. He seemed even more nervous than the last time we spoke. It wasn't too far into our conversation that he asked for Dill and I to meet with him as soon as possible. Being as I had nothing going on that day, just so happened to be my soon as possible time. Where is he? Dill asked me, as we stood in the place we had chosen to meet, just a few miles away from my house. I don't know, I replied, as I joined him in searching the area. Then I spotted him, in the shadow of a shop across the street. He was looking around nervously, and waved us over to him. We obliged, and crossed the street to greet him. Jesus, Tony, you look like hell, I exclaimed after getting a good look at him. His hair was long and unkempt, skin pale and sickly, and dark rings around his eyes. He appeared to have been on a months-long binge of some sort. Thanks, he responded, obviously not happy with my assessment of his new appearance. So, what's going on? Dill chimed in. The cops keep asking me if I've seen you. They're really trying to find you. Yeah, Tony began to explain. Ever since they found that video, a warrant has been issued for my arrest. Oh no, was all I was able to muster. My cousin Jimmy's friend has been letting me stay in his basement for the time being. But that's because he thinks I'm hiding out from an abusive parent. He has no idea about the cops or the warrant. Tony explained the situation. That's good. Dill expressed his approval of Tony's situation. What is the long-term plan? I asked him. That's why I called you guys. He looked around again and led us toward the back of the building by a tall, wooden privacy fence. From the information I've received, Parham seems to be the only cop pushing for my arrest. Really? I asked. Yeah. The others don't seem to think much of the security footage or our link to the family through Lizzie, he stated, information that was a surprise to me. Detective Parham is the only one who has been talking to me, Dill admits. Actually, I added, no other officers have really spoken to me about it either. That's why we need to take him out, Tony asserted. What? Dill and I said in unison, shocked by Tony's words. Yeah, he continued. If we take out the only person who sees us as suspects, then we will have nothing to worry about. I don't think it works that way, I tried to reason with him. Yeah, it does, Tony attempted to convince us. Lizzie's aunt and uncle had some ties to some drug dealers in the area. So that is who so many of the other cops think did it. Really? I asked. How do you know all of this? Unlike you, I've been being hunted for a while now, Tony answered. So I've had to keep an ear out for any information I can find. But if we kill Detective Parham, Dill began, but I cut him off. We aren't killing Detective Parham, I stated. But if we did kill Detective Parham, Dill began again, wouldn't they suspect the person that he suspected for the murders? First off, could you guys keep your voices down and stop saying kill so damn loud? Tony pleaded while looking around for anybody who may be able to overhear us. Second off, he's a homicide detective and therefore has a lot of people who might want him taken out. That isn't going to happen, I stated. It needs to happen, Tony argued back. We've already killed 3 people, so what's one more if it saves us all from prison? I haven't killed anyone, I reminded him. His new look, his words, and his eagerness to commit another murder have made him no longer familiar to me. The boy I'd grown up with and shared so much time with is not the teenager who stands before me. I realized for the first time I was actually afraid of Tony. It doesn't matter who held the weapons, he sneered at me. The fact that we were all part of it makes us all guilty. He's right, Dill agreed with him. We all went there with a plan to hurt them, so the fact that you didn't physically kill anyone doesn't really matter. You're just as guilty as we are. I realized that what he said was true. Whether or not I actually killed anyone, being involved made me guilty. I wasn't ready to admit it to myself at the time, but all of their blood was also in my hands. So you see, Aaron, we don't really have any other choice, he stated, to which I wanted to continue to argue, but had nothing I could say to lure them away from their ideas. He seems like a nice guy, Dill stated to my surprise. And? Tony asked angrily. I don't really want to kill him myself, Dill continued. You 2 pussies don't need to worry. Tony sighed in disappointment. I will do it my damn self. I'll just need you 2 there for backup. Can I count on you? Yeah, Dill reluctantly let out. I couldn't bring myself to say it aloud, so I just nodded as they both stared at me and waited. Good. Tony let himself smile a little. I'm glad to see we're all on the same page. Thank you for listening. I release new chapters every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you prefer to read, I do release all 3 chapters every Sunday on my Wordpress. If you know anybody else who might be interested in this story, please feel free to share. Thank you.